The clock is now running on the Playbook podcast, the podcast where you take a deeper dive into the game of business, leadership, teamwork, character, the things that drive your motivation and build dedication. When you get a good look at the game plan of great business leaders, you start to formulate your own playbook and your own rise to the top. Make your next play your best play. And now, here are today's game captains, Glenn Amaral and Andy Phillips. Let's go!
Welcome back to the Playbook podcast. Andy Phillips joining me as always is my partner in pod, Glenn Amaral. Glenn, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I see the holiday spirit behind you. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And it's my favorite time of the year because you get the holidays, you get the colder weather, which my sweat appreciates, and you get some playoff football coming up here. So I'm in a good mood, but let's not waste time here. Bring in our guest for us.
All right. Well, today I'm excited to introduce Chris Conway. Chris is the founder and owner of Solutions for Health. He's also the founder and owner of Everyday Throat Spray and the co-founder of Conway Provisions. And basically, passionate about helping people live a better life. So thanks for joining us, Chris.
Hey, Glenn. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we're gonna kick things off, and as one of the things that Andy and I do is we deal with risk management all the time. So really, what I wanted to talk to you about is wellness in the workplace.
Yeah,
and obviously it helps employees be more helpful as being a good human, but how can that help a business in general?
I think just in general, when the employees are healthy and happy, they're way more productive. Mm-hmm. And obviously it's all about production and efficiency, but in the right setting. So I think when employees are properly supported, they're generally going to be healthier and happier, which leads to just better efficiency and a better overall business.
Absolutely.
So I got the chance to talk to you a little bit before we started this, Chris, and I knew you were a University of North Carolina Wilmington grad. I didn't know you played soccer. So talk to me about how your sports background, being in a team setting, being in a position and probably to have to do some leadership stuff, I'm sure, knowing, I'm looking at your LinkedIn right now and I see founder, co-founder, founder, owner. I mean, you clearly have a leadership trait to you that I'm assuming didn't start when you started business. I'm assuming it started in your sports life. Just talk to me about how sports has helped you in business.
I think it's a great question, but sports is, you are absolutely responsible for your own actions. And in a sports field, as you know, we talked before the podcast, it's your job to make a play. And I had some great coaches in the Lehigh Valley growing up. I mean, Steve Sloboda, Edson Grady, both in the Lehigh Valley, both Hungarian immigrants. And, there's no messing around with Hungarian immigrants. They tell you to do something, you do it, but they just teach you the discipline of sport, which obviously, rolls over to the discipline of life and work. And I think that's really the key. Love what you do, but, we're all businesses like you guys are tonight. It's teamwork. It's working with each other for a common goal. Yeah. And that's really, for me, the value of sport is, you have a team and you work together and you have a common goal. And when you do that in the right setting, it most often will work.
Absolutely. And a lot of times when you're a leader, it's a lot of people have their own variation of the goal that drives them. Me and Glenn talk about this all the time. Some people, in the work world, some people might be motivated by the win. Some people might be motivated monetarily. Some people might be motivated by an extra day off. So everyone has their own version of what the success is of the win, but everyone still says, like you said, do their job to achieve on the back end.
Right. Yeah. And for me, the win with my work, especially at Solutions for Health and in the integrative health space that I work mostly, is, just helping people get better health outcomes. I mean, obviously, we've seen just huge health pandemic the last few years, and it's really brought to light all the health issues we have in this country. So what we do at Solutions for Health is really to empower people to be in control of their own health. So for me, job satisfaction and my team is just, people come in and say, you know what, my blood works better. I feel better. I've lost this much weight. That's our goal. That's literally our goal. And it's, as a sports analogy, that's our goal as well, right? We want to just help people. And then usually I find, as you guys do, you guys help, simplify people's work as it relates to insurance and other aspects of business. When it works, it's a great teamwork, and you get a better outcome, and it works better for everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think, when you take care of your employees, you take care of, your business, and really a lot of that starts from the leadership position. You kind of have to, be somebody that's out there, in a wellness program. You've got to practice what you preach. And,
absolutely.
Because certainly not only will they feel better, there'll be less injuries on the job, less absenteeism. There's so many things that are, and intangibles to making your employees healthier and offering things that can really make a difference in their overall life.
And I find I'm a big believer in lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
I have a saying at the store and in the other businesses, if the bathroom needs cleaning, we'll clean it, right? And I clean it all the time. And we have a new business.
Yeah.
We launched a healthy iced tea company that is doing really well. We're really excited about. There it is, right there. Happy Bee.
Happy Bee. I love it.
That's my next question, by the way, is about that segue. Yeah,
and the only way to get the word out is to do demos. So I'm literally out every day, every week doing demos to get people to explain it. And, my colleagues and love to see me out doing it, because, again, who's going to do it better if it's my, something we created. So that it works really well. But I'm a big believer in lead by example.
Yeah, it's kind of like being a servant leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna skip you, Glenn. I got a question now that you brought up. You showed the bottle. I got to ask now, Chris. What makes Happy Being different? Why is it something that you wanted to do, and why is it successful? What is the difference maker in it? Body armor. There's their whole kind of niche was we're like Gatorade, but actually healthy for you. Right. What is Happy Being's message?
Yeah, our message is, we give you a great tasting drink, but we use ingredients, and we only use the studied amounts of our ingredients. We're the only company in the market that does that. So you're actually getting the full effect of the ingredients in a great tasting drink. So we call them functional ingredients because they actually perform a function. One of the main ingredients is a polyphenol called pterostilbene from blueberries. There's 50 milligrams in each bottle. You'd have to consume 962 cups of blueberries to get that. But that's the studied amount to produce an effect in the body, to reduce inflammation, to enhance blood flow, to boost your immune response. So the sort of mission is to create the world's healthiest drink. And that is our mission. That's been our mission. And to your point, there's a lot of drinks on the market where perception is not reality. So we want to be that company that gives you exactly what we're telling you. And, so many drinks are loaded with sugar, loaded with things that just have no value. I mean, as you guys know, being in the insurance business, we have some of the worst health statistics in the world. And it's because, we treat problems with symptoms. We don't fix problems. So we created this drink to give somebody a really super healthy drink that actually produces an effect in the body over time.
Yeah, there's way too many Band-Aids and not enough stitches in our society.
Absolutely.
To kind of give us a break from the standard American diet, as you call it, right?
Absolutely, which, it's funny, but it's not funny. During the COVID, the donut shops are giving a free donut if you get vaccinated. I mean, it's like, what's the message there? That's what I always wonder.
Right.
Have you ever seen the documentary Super Size Me?
Yes.
I mean, that's America to its T, unfortunately.
Exactly. I read the other day that on average, each individual in the country consumes 800 more calories than we did 20 years ago.
Wow. So it's not even just the country standard. We're beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's a major issue. And if you have some of these comorbidities like heart disease and diabetes and obesity, if you get a common cold or a flu, your risk factors go through the roof. And that's what we saw with COVID. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of people because they had existing problems that were made worse by this virus. And so our real mission is to not only inform and empower people to be in control of their health, it's also to create products that make them actually healthier. And we've had a fortunately, it's just a remarkable response with Happy Being.
I mean, you see people, they don't skimp on their cars, they don't skimp on their entertainment, but they'll skimp on their groceries. And a lot of times the cheapest stuff isn't the healthy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Glenn, let's get to halftime just because I don't want to cut us off too short on the back end. So this is halftime of the Playbook podcast. 2 questions, one from myself, one from Glenn Amaral. And we're not talking Happy Being. We're not talking
let's do
business. We are peeling it back. So Glenn, I'm putting you on the spot. You only get one. Make it count.
All right. What would be your ideal vacation, and where would it be, and why?
Okay, so ideal vacation, something new or something I've done already?
Both. We got time.
I mean, okay, a great trip that we took a couple years ago was to Costa Rica, and why I loved it. It was like one of the coolest countries we've ever been. I'd love to explore. So just go town to town, region to region, and just take in all the culture, all the good food, it's just a fascinating experience. So that's sort of my favorite thing. I love to eat. So I love trying new cuisine in different countries. We did Ireland this past summer, and I was shocked at how good the food was. I was expecting very bland, but the fish was incredible. The vegetables are incredible. So again, the history is just remarkable.
I love fish.
For me, vacation is just exploration and food. Those are my 2 favorite things.
All right. My question for you, Chris, is going to be you can direct this one. I see the tree in the background. It's an ornament tree. It's not extravagant. So I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun, but are you a holiday person?
So I'm actually in my son's bedroom, and that's a little tree that's on his desk. Am I a holiday person? I mean, I love the holidays. I think it's all about, giving back. I love doing good work during the holidays with some local charities we work with. We're as you guys know, we're very fortunate. I mean, beyond fortunate in our lives. So to me, holidays is about just being appreciative and then, trying to do some more good in the world. I mean, that's really that's my interpretation of holidays.
I love it. So because I know you do at least have a somewhat of a celebration of the holiday. My question is this: one holiday tradition, just one holiday tradition that is something that has carried on for, I'm going to say, minimum of a decade. Something that your family, you personally, it could be giving related. It could be something you eat on Christmas Eve, just one family tradition.
I think the funnest thing we do every year is this Secret Santa, which is it's getting so funny because the gifts get more ridiculous each year. And, you always wonder why somebody loves one gift and someone else hates the same gift. Yeah. And then they're fighting over the gift. So we do that every year, and it's just a lot of fun.
Is that like the white elephant?
So,
well, they're just like dumb gifts. Like, you give someone like 4 pounds of ketchup, and somebody loves it for some reason. They can't wait.
I'll take that.
They can't wait to trade to get that gift.
Right.
Do you call it white elephant or Yankee swap or neither?
White elephant.
Okay. I heard the only time I ever heard
Yankee swap.
So I heard it on The Office, the show The Office.
Right.
They called it Yankee swap, and I started watching Office right when I moved out to Pennsylvania. I was like, oh, is that what they call it out here? I didn't know. So, all right, white elephant.
That show is just too funny.
Oh, it's incredible. And it's insane. It started, actually, there was a British version before it that I haven't seen. And then us Americans, evil, we just steal it away and take it from there. But I kid. All right. Move on to the second half. Glenn, looking at the time right now, 1 question each. Make it a good one. I'm going to start. I'll give you time to think. Chris, what's next? Health changes, new studies change. Happy Being what it was when you started it in 2019 is not going to be what it is in 2029, right? What do you see as the next stage for, if not Happy Being, just health in general?
Yeah, I think we're in a tremendous shift towards what I call self-care, where people, number one, we have access to way more information than we've ever had. That's a huge driver. True. Number two, the research has more than caught up to the science, meaning the research is so solid today that it wasn't so much. So what I think is happening and going to happen is there's just going to be a tremendous shift towards self-care, where people take a much more active role in their health, which I think is a good thing. Look, the holidays are coming. You're going to hear, oh, how's Uncle Bill? Oh, he's got this. Oh, it runs in the family. It doesn't really run in the family. 85% of all chronic health conditions are epigenetic in nature, meaning they're triggered by diet, lifestyle, environment issues, not by genetics.
Did you say 85%?
Approximately 85% of all chronic health issues are epigenetic in nature, not genetic. So I think this is going to just continue to grow and explode because look, we all want to be vibrant. We all want to be healthy. We want to live longer. We've watched our parents go through challenges and we're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with that. So we're taking a much more active role in our health. True. You know, going to the doctor and saying, oh, here, take your medication. That's not good enough anymore. I want more. What should I eat? How much should I exercise? You know, what supplements have been shown to help this problem? So that's where I think we're headed. And I think we're heading there quickly.
Okay. Great answer. I wasn't thinking that, but great answer.
Well, that's great, Chris. And one of the things I love, I love owner-operated businesses because, you have such passion. And I'm a customer, not only of Happy Being, but I go to Solutions for Health. And one of the things that, in the past, I've gone to a vitamin store or health food store, or any of these things. Finally, when I come to Solutions for Health, it's almost like going to an advisor. And, in talking to you, I know that you hire people that are educated in nutrition. And how important is that, to your organization?
Yeah, that's a great question, Glenn. And that has been a tremendous sort of pivot for me as a store owner. About 6, 7, 8 years ago, I said, I'm going to hire just licensed nutritionists that have a real passion for this. And we started doing that, and it's just worked out just remarkably well because people, to your point, they want to come in and have a conversation. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be charged for it, and they just want to make sure they're on the right path, or they want some guidance, and we're going to give it to them. And it's worked out great from a business perspective, but it's also worked out great for the consumer who's coming in because they're getting this wonderful guidance. It's also worked out great for the nutritionist because the option is you can engage the nutritionist outside of the store if you choose. And so the nutritionists now get all these new clients for people that want it. And it's just really been a wonderful experience that's worked out really well. And again, this gets back to self-care. I mean, where people are much more proactive with their health, and I don't think that's going anywhere soon.
And most certainly, you're ahead of the curve on that.
We hear that a lot, so that's nice to hear that because, as you know, you have ideas, you do things, and they don't always work out the way you want.
Right.
This decision has worked out remarkably well. We're about to relaunch a website with the same model in an internet setting. So you can go to the site, say, I'm John Doe, I have this problem. You hit return. In your inbox is your self-care protocol, followed up by a nutritionist that you have the option to engage. So we really think highly of this approach, and we're looking forward to launching it real soon.
Absolutely. I love it for sure.
Chris,
a lot of the other places that you end up going, it's like, well, if you get this one, you get another one at 50%. Yeah. It's like, but you don't know what you're getting. And to have a deeper understanding has been great. So I thank you for that. We always say at the store, we lead with information. We don't sell product. We provide information. If the information's good, it'll sell the product. And then our other thing is, the only thing that matters is an outcome. If I'm not helping you achieve an outcome, then I'm not really helping you at all. I love it. Outcomes for sure.
If we could snip the last 10 to 15 seconds of what you just said, Chris, that aligns so perfectly with what Glenn and I do.
Oh, 100%.
We preach outcome. We preach the service. If it works for you, it sells itself. So no, that aligns with how we think. But I want to take you back to 1988, Chris. 1988, summer 88. I'm assuming washboard abs, a little bit of flow up top.
Definitely not.
Skin kissed by the sun, whatever.
I've been working this since about 21. So you're okay. Not much more, but a little bit more.
All right, we're right around that prime then. We're right there. Give yourself a little bit of a word of advice now, knowing everything that you went through, everything that you know. Just what would you say to the 1988 version of yourself that would maybe put you at ease moving forward?
I think I would have liked to have started my sort of entrepreneurship journey sooner.
Okay.
I look back at those times and think, boy, I wasted a lot of time. And I just didn't know any better. I wasn't really exposed to things that got me excited about life and work. But again, that's life. I mean, I try not to have any regrets because there's nothing I can do about it. But if I would love to have started my journey a little. I mean, I opened the store. It's my 30th year at the store. So I was 27 when I opened the store. But I would have liked to open it, started that experience a little sooner. But, I feel unbelievably fortunate to be doing what I'm doing. So I love what I do. And I know, my team and I have helped a lot of people, which makes me feel really good. And, it's a family business. My kids are involved and one of their friends is involved. So it's just been an incredible joy, And we have the business in Allentown. My younger brother, Matt, who you guys know, runs, and that just working with him is a joy. We've had just such an enjoyable experience. So,
and that's amazing. And that's a conversation for a podcast when we have more time. The fact that you and your brother have worked so well together. I mean, we have, whether in work or just hearing stories, we know that sometimes businesses tear families apart. So the fact that you've had such a great experience is great. But Glenn, clock's ticking, Jeopardy music's playing. I'm gonna let you take us
Chris, why don't you tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you?
Yeah. So let's see. So the website is solutions4.com. Solutions4health.com. Let me reiterate that. Solutions4.health.com. That's where you can go get real, wonderful health information customized to you. It's free. It's private. So very helpful. And, the drink is drinkhappybeing.com, which just go check it out. You'll get a great discount if you try to order. And those are the big things. But, I'm also a big believer in immediate contact. So you guys can give them my cell. Because what I find with, communication is the key is consistent, quick response. Because eventually the consumer, the person get that once they got it, they got it. Now they become their own, they're on their own mission. I just help them down the path a little bit. So those are the two best ways to check us out. Solutions4health.com and drinkhappybeing.com.
Excellent. Well, Chris, thank you for joining the Playbook podcast with Andy.
No, this is great.
My name's Glenn Amaral.
I'm Andy Phillips.
Till next time, what's in your playbook?